How's it going, everybody? I am Jason of Jason's Realm here, and before we get into this video, I do want to say, if you haven't checked out our latest video, our live stream yesterday, please check it out. It provides a lot of the latest information on the Damar Hamlin situation, and please, link in the description, charity, his charity, go ahead and donate to it. It's been awesome seeing how it's been creeping up. It was at 7.25 mil today. I think it might be up to 7.5 now, or more, which is awesome to see. So just make sure that you go ahead and do that, or at least spread the word if you haven't already. But I guess with that, we'll go ahead and dive on into the recap video for Week 17. And let's go ahead and just dive on into this. We got PDF here, so say hello, PDF.
Hello, everyone. It's your Dallas Cowboys fan that has PTSD.
Alright, so I guess let's just go ahead and dive on into this. So up first, we have a game that I'm sure PDF has a lot to say about. It is the Dallas Cowboys barely edging out the Tennessee Titans, 27-13, where Dallas struggled. Tennessee was able to keep it close, but Dallas broke it open in the second half. Dallas is still fighting for the NFC East, and Tennessee, it was an irrelevant game for them, so it doesn't really matter as to what happened. What did you get from this game, PDF?
It gave me PTSD after seeing the 3 turnovers within minutes of the second quarter. Pathetic. Dak has an interception in how many games now? And he missed 5 games. And it just we're a fluke at this point, is what I think. It's really sad. Turnovers need to stop. That's all I'll say.
We're only going to talk about Dallas in like your 2-minute monologue. Let's go ahead and move on over to the Arizona Cardinals falling to the Atlanta Falcons, 19-20. It was a tight game throughout, but Atlanta was able to finish. Arizona won the Tank Bowl. Desmond Ridder got his first win. I say it's a win-win. What say you, PDF?
Yeah, basically a win-win for each side.
All right. Well, up next, we got the Chicago Bears not beating. Oh no, they don't beat anyone. But the Chicago Bears losing to the Detroit Lions, 41-10, and it was just Detroit domination. Chicago was submissive. They just said, destroy us, beat us like there's no tomorrow, and Detroit did. And now Detroit needs a little help from the Rams, and then they control their own destiny on Sunday Night Football. So if they win, they're in, assuming the Rams were able to beat the Seahawks. Whereas Chicago, they are just tanking. Absolute tank. What say you, PDF? What did you get from this game?
I think we saw the potential of what the future looks like for the Detroit Lions. I think they have a very bright future with their core, and they have a very bright future ahead of them.
All right, well, up next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars just decimating the Houston Texans, 31-3. It was complete domination. The Houston tank remains intact. And, yeah, it was a meaningless game for Jacksonville. Houston, the tank's still alive. What say you, PDF? What did you get?
Houston needs to rebuild at this point and make changes.
What do you think they've been trying to do since they traded D-Hop?
Yeah. They're tanking. They're bottom feeders. Hopefully that changes them, but
They've been tanking since like their inception. Well, up next, we got the Denver Broncos falling to the Kansas City Chiefs in a surprisingly close game by a score of 27-24. Once again, close game throughout. I mean, Kansas City barely edged them out. Kansas City still fighting for that 1 seed, and it looks like, due to the situation, Kansas City will have the number 1 seed and will have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, except if certain conditions are met and they meet Buffalo or Cincinnati, depending on what conditions are met, in the AFC Championship game. Then it will be played at a neutral site. given the fact that the NFL has canceled the Bills versus the Bengals. And then Denver still trying to get... They looked better, trying to get somewhere with Russ, trying to recoup some of that investment. What say you, PDF?
Yep. I think the fact that Nathaniel Hackett's gone, I think the team's just better off without him. Like, they were finally able... They managed to score some touch... How many touchdowns did they score?
I would assume 3. Because it was 24.
Yeah, because they were able to at least score touchdowns with Russ, and he somehow reverted back to Seattle form.
Yeah, he now has more touchdowns than toilets in his house.
For once.
It took him this long to do it, but he did.
Yep.
Well, up next, we will talk about an incredible game for Steelers Nation. The Miami Dolphins falling to the New England Patriots 21-23. Close game throughout and a must-win for both teams. Miami needed to win and they would all but clinch a playoff spot. New England needed to win in order to maintain in the race. Miami ended up falling and New England prevails, which is beautiful for Steeler Nation as they needed the Patriots to win. They also needed one other team to win and themselves to win last week. So, stay tuned to see if that happened. PDF, what say you?
I don't have much to say, except somehow the Steelers will somehow make the playoffs if the right conditions are met, which is baffling to me because I didn't see this team going to the playoffs.
All right, well, up next, we have another domination game between the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Giants. The Giants destroying the Colts this game, 38-10. And, I mean, Indy was never in it. The Indianapolis was flat, and they're trying to tank at this point for the next quarterback. The Giants ended up clinching the number 6 seed, given everything that happened. There is no possible way for the the Giants to make any other seed other than 6 in the playoffs. What say you, PDF?
Yeah, I think Jeff Saturday isn't the best coach for the Colts to begin with. He was good from one game against the Raiders, and that was basically it. He's not an NFL coach.
Well, up next,
he's good on Saturdays, but not Sundays.
All right. Well, up next, we have the New Orleans Saints pulling off the upset of the Philadelphia Eagles, which is insane to think, by a score of 20-10. New Orleans remaining one step ahead of the Eagles throughout that game. I don't even think the Eagles had the lead at any point.
Nope.
New Orleans, they had to win for any chance at life, even though someone else eliminated them. Meanwhile, Philadelphia is collapsing at the wrong time. Complete wrong time.
Yes.
What say you?
Well, first off, I'm happy the Eagles lost. It's always a good day when the Eagles lose. New Orleans actually looked pretty good for once, but unfortunately, too little, too late at this point. So, and the Eagles need to get themselves together because they can't be collapsing this late in the season. It's how you finish.
As much as you would love them to. Well, up next, we have a really close game between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs winning this one 30-24 and clinching the NFC South with this one, and by doing so, they also clinch the 4 seed and eliminate everyone else in the NFC South, including Carolina. Carolina, they were ahead most of the game, but then Tom Brady existed. So, yeah, that's rough. What say you, PDF?
Well, must-win games for both of teams, but Tom Brady's Tom Brady. Never count out Tom Brady. He will assassinate you in the very end. So, that's basically what happened, so.
All right. Well, up next, we have the Cleveland Browns pulling off the upset over the Washington Commanders 24-10. Deshaun Watson having a day for the Browns, and the fans wanted Taylor Heineke after 1 quarter of Wentz. So, yeah. That's all we got to say on that one. Washington but actually, no, Washington did get eliminated this week because of everything else that happened. So, that tie turned around and nipped them in the butt.
Yeah.
What say you, PDF?
I don't know why Ron Rivera chose Carson Wentz to be the quarterback of this game when we all know how Carson Wentz has been playing.
Yeah, but Taylor Heineke hasn't been playing too well himself either.
Yeah, he's still a better option than Wentz, though.
I don't know, because Heineke had really been going downhill. Heineke is a lot like Mike White in a way. They'll be great right out of the gate, and then they'll fall off really quick. Really quick.
Now they plan on starting
those quarterbacks.
And now they plan on starting their rookie quarterback next game against Dallas.
Yeah, send them out to the dogs. Well, up next, we have a surprisingly tight game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Las Vegas Raiders. This one needing to go to overtime to be determined, where the San Francisco 49ers unfortunately pulled off the win, 37-34. Vegas was able to keep up, but San Fran was able to outlast. San Fran's still hoping for the number 1 seed. They have a path to it. They need the Eagles to lose, and they need to win. So they do have a path to it. It's not likely, but they do have a path. Meanwhile, Vegas was trying to stay alive, but ended up getting eliminated in the end. What say you, PDF?
Well, it basically kept up with the 49ers becoming the number 1 seed, basically. I was actually hoping the 49ers would lose, but it was a surprisingly close game, which is why I kind of cared for it. But I thought it was going to be a blowout, but apparently not.
All right, well, up next, we have an embarrassing game for one playoff contender, turning into pretender. The New York Jets falling to the Seattle Seahawks, 23-6. Seattle just dominated right out of the gate. They were saying, hey, we're keeping alive, because this was a must-win for both teams. It was lose and be done for both of them going into this. And the Jets just completely fell flat. But Steelers Nation is Jets fans now next week, as the Jets losing is the second thing that needed to happen for the Steelers to remain alive in the playoff race. So for those of you guys who haven't been watching our streams, you're seeing the Yinzer and me come out. We're watching the Steelers go to the Super Bowl. Right here. And, yeah. Seattle pulling off the win. What say you, PDF?
Destruction in front of my very eyes for the New York Jets. Seattle still has a chance. I didn't think they'd be this far, have this much of a chance in the beginning of the season, but they still have a chance.
All right. Well, up next, we have the Minnesota Vikings getting embarrassed by the Green Bay Packers, getting hot at the right time, 41-17. Green Bay just dominated Minnesota, and they are fighting for the 7th seed, and now they are in control of their own destiny. If they win, they're in. If they lose, they're out. Especially because they play the Detroit Lions, who are also tied with the Packers. Meanwhile, the Vikings are they're like the Eagles. They're collapsing at the wrong time and fast. What say you, PDF?
Vikings basically just got exposed. And yeah, the Packers are getting hot at the right time, as you said, and hopefully they can make some noise in the playoffs. But not against Dallas, though, please.
All right. Well, up next, we have the Los Angeles Rams losing the Battle of LA to the Chargers. 31-10. Chargers just dominated the Rams, and they were still fighting for a higher seed. They can clinch the number 4 or 5 seed with a win or a Ravens loss this week. Meanwhile, the Rams not looking too hot. Baker is looking like he's going to be up and down and up and down and up and down. That's what he's been. He's had a great game, bad game. Great game, bad game. So I'm assuming Well, actually, he's not going to get the start because Stafford's coming back this week. He already said that he's going to do everything in his power to get the Lions in the playoffs this year, and he's going to start and win this week. What say you, PDF?
Yeah, just an overall bad game for Baker. I don't think he's ever going to be a starting quarterback now. He's digressed, and Herbert looks like he could be the next potential MVP here for the Chargers.
Yeah. Well, last but not least for this video, after this we're going to go a little bit longer, but last but not least in terms of the full games for this video, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Baltimore Ravens 16-13. It was a tight game. Pittsburgh had no right winning it, but they did. Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl with that. Pickett looking good at the right time. The Steelers offense looking flat, but Pickett able to pick up the offense. And the Ravens are still in, probably not going to win the AFC North, but Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl. What say you?
Oh, gosh. It was an impressive game for Pickett. He deserves a starting QB for the Steelers now. And they control their own destiny.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They need help this week. You picked the Steelers to not make the playoffs.
I know.
Yeah, the Steelers need the Jets to beat the Dolphins and the Bills to beat the Patriots, and they need to win against the Browns, and then they're in. But yeah, I guess I just want to close out this video here. We'll talk a little bit about what happened on Monday. Normally we don't talk Monday Night Football, but we've been providing updates. I'm sure you've seen some of the updates of the posts here on YouTube. I've been retweeting a lot of the tweets on my Twitter. We did a stream last night about it, and yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, we all know that football is a violent sport, but we never expected it to go that far where a player does end up needing CPR on the field. It was a really down-to-earth moment for everyone, realizing that this is the reality of our game. Our prayers here at the team have been going out to Damar Hamlin and his family, and everyone around him for a speedy recovery, both physically and mentally. Thankfully, we have heard great news on that. If you haven't already clicked on the video from last night, basically Damar Hamlin started waking up on Wednesday night. He was awake and alert. He started grabbing the hands of those around him on Thursday, and he was able to communicate in writing with the doctors and other people around him. First thing he said was, "Did we win?" He can't talk because of the breathing tube right now, the ventilator, but he is getting better with the ventilator, only needing less than half, I would believe, at this point of his oxygen through the ventilator. It is amazing to see this recovery, and it has been a work of a miracle there. But at this point, we can still continue to pray and donate to the charity drive I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Once again, link down in the description. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. It's been amazing to see what this community has been able to pull together to do. And that's, I think, all we have to say here for this video. If you guys did like this, don't forget to smash like and smash subscribe. We are only 13 clicks of that subscribe button away from releasing our Discord server, which I did decide, I did make a last minute audible. We will be adding a couple of trash talking channels on that channel, or on that server. Obviously, be civil in all your interactions, but we do have that for a little bit of healthy trash talk here and there, divided up by divisions. So I guess at that point, we will see you guys. What is it, later today? We'll see you guys later today with the Power Rankings video, which will also be coming out today. Double upload. There we go. And I guess we will see you guys later. Peace out and have a good one.